Now we can do this.
Play it by ear with our eye.
I just jumped on when they got big.
Happy Joel is a happy show.
You?
Come in my own true love and have a seat with me.
My favorite hate mail is the first one I got. It was this letter written to the Noise magazine in Boston. It's the very first one up on the hate mail, and it just goes, what a completely self-indulgent cunt Amanda Palmer is. And it's awesome. And like it gets so low. It's like, she's fat, she's hairy, she's disgusting. It's just like, it's awesome.
Nothing is what it seems.
You can tell from the scars on my arms and the cracks in my hips and the dents in my car and the blisters on my lips that I'm not the carefulest of girls. You can tell from the glass on the floor and the strings that are breaking and I keep on breaking more and it looks like I am shaking, but it's just the temperature. Then again, if it were any colder, I could disengage. If I were any older, I would act my age, but I don't think that you believe me. It's not the way I'm meant to be. It's just the way the operation made me.
You're the Dresden Dolls. Goodbye.
We met Brian! I can totally run around school screaming my head off now. What does that say?
It says believe in your own damn ass.
I understand what it feels like to be a fan, because I was a, crazy music fanatic for a bunch of bands growing up, and I've been on the other side of the fence.
As we've gotten bigger, our audience has gotten much younger because that's the audience. Once you get out of playing the 21 plus bars, your age demographic totally drops.
Can I sign your shirt now?
Sure.
Are you serious?
Well, can I sign your shirt?
Oh, I want to sign your shirt!
What have I done?
I would swear by this, are going to someday, when we are afforded the time and the luxury, to book a tour of kindergartens and elderly homes.
One more look.
Okay, alright, whoops. There you go, cool.
Awesome.
And would you do one more thing?
Sure.
Give her a pep talk about women in rock. She changed her name to Tom. She plays guitar.
How long have you been playing the guitar?
2 years.
How old are you?
7.
Okay, so you've been playing since you were 5. You've already got 2 years of guitar playing down. I think by the time you're like 12, you'll be ready to start a band. I mean, you can start a band now, technically. But you can start a gigging band.
They have a band, but none of them play the instruments that they know anything about. That's like the rule of the
That's
band.
very punk rock.
Yeah.
That's essential for a real punk rock band. The most important thing is to just keep practicing. Play all the time. Play what you want to play. And spend your free time listening to music and working on music. We also would like to do a prom tour.
Yeah.
A spring prom
Right,
tour.
very
Where we just
exciting.
play a string of proms one after another.
We would have been here earlier, but we had to take PSATs. I would have ditched PSATs, but apparently that's important, and you need those.
Whatever.
Whatever.
But it's not as important as the Dresden Dolls.
He sort of like gets off on it and gets off on like getting to go out and talk to kids and blah blah blah. But I think she feels more like a sort of ownership of like that it's her band and her project, and that if she didn't do it, like she wouldn't be delivering the goods to the fans or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I don't speak for her, but
That urge that I had to be seen and to be recognized and to be special. When I came to terms with it and just realized it was a part of me and I could possibly use it positively, that's when things really turned around in my life. And I said, whatever, there's a part of me that is this way, there's a part of me that doesn't mind being shamelessly honest about my life and my personality. getting attention, all those things. But how can I use it? How can I channel it into something that's positive, that isn't harming anyone, that isn't hurting anyone's feelings, that isn't stealing the spotlight from someone else, but it's just taking my own urge and channeling it into my art.
Sing for the bartender, sing for the janitor, sing. Sing for the camera, sing for the animals, sing. Sing for the children, shooting the children, sing. Sing for the teachers who told you that you couldn't sing.
Alright, just give us a few moments, madame.
My relationship with Brian, I think it's important that it started in the context of the band. It's not like we knew each other first or had any kind of relationship, friends or otherwise, first and then became a band. We met and our connection was purely musical, and that's where everything started from. But it was very complicated at the beginning because we were definitely attracted to each other, but there was this very taboo feeling of, you know what, even if we're attracted to each other, we're gonna start a band together. So the possibility of having a relationship, even if we really wanted to, which I didn't really, was just strictly forbidden.
This is my favorite person in the whole world, in case I haven't mentioned that.
It's so fucking loaded and complicated. Both of us just get very easily swayed because you go, oh, we're such good friends, and oh, it's just a fight, blah, blah, blah. You have the weird blurred relationship of like couple, but just, you know, bandmates and friends, and can be a total mind fuck too. Like incessant circle where like at times when we'll sort of like get closer within a matter of hours or days or a day, she'll freak out. As much as I know that about her, it still stings.
I occasionally get tired of trying to explain my relationship with Brian and whether we're lovers because it's because it's barely understandable to myself. Now you have to turn around.
Take the turkey up the ass. Oh, 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 oh.
No, that's when he needs a cigarette and he needs to light it off of this guy's head.
You know, Amanda and I have been lovers in the past, but we don't, you know, it's something that we try to, you know, it's strictly a musical, you know, relationship.
We do not fuck anymore. We learned within the first 2 years of let's try to be in a band and occasionally have sex for fun kind of relationship that was not going to work because it created way too much drama and weird feelings and stuff. So we made a no sex rule that was enacted a couple of years ago and has been mostly successful.
From the state of my room that they let me out too soon, and the pills that I ate came a couple weeks too late, and I've got some issues to work through. There I go again, pretending to be you, make believing that I have a soul beneath the surface, trying to convince you it was accidentally on purpose.
We really think that the doing of the work and also the involving of other people creatively and artistically, encouraging other people to be artistic like our fans and the people who work with us on our artwork, has just been important from day one. It just makes for a more exciting life.
You can tell by the red in my eyes and the bruises on my thighs and the knots in my hair and the bath full of flies that I'm not right now at all. There I go again, pretending that I'll fall. Don't call it actors, they've seen it all before. They'll say just let her crash and burn. She'll learn the attention just encourages her.
Certain people, especially when you sing these really intense personal songs, especially if they're about pain and conflict, certain people will come to you and expect you to act like the two of you belong in some sort of secret society that no one else belongs to because you've both experienced pain, the most human of emotions, or something like that. And I don't like that.
Sorry, Dresden Dolls left
just starting to find this a little bit, that if you extend yourself just a little bit, people can really just go overboard with you. And so you find yourself kind of shrinking back and being very careful about who you talk to and when and how much you hang out, because you can just exhaust yourself. She climbed onto stage during Coin Operated Boy during that like huge build-up part, the I Want Her part. She had a little Raggedy Ann costume on, and she had a snake. It was like one of those door stopper snakes filled with sand. Filled with like beads.
Greg wants to know if we're gonna print anyone.
One of those. What would you call those? Like a draft protector.
What's up?
She comes up on stage.
It's Emily.
She starts spinning the snake around, and then she takes a pair of scissors, cuts its head off,
Oh, okay.
and starts spinning it around again. So the beads are splattering all over me, Brian, going into my keyboard.
She actually, they basically took the keyboard off
and we had to like turn my keyboard upside down and rattle the beads
so they could finish the song.
It was
She told me I could do some noise band stuff in the lobby, and I don't need a stage. I'm just gonna sit up against the wall over here. Where's Amanda?
Very, very slowly after we signed and people had heard us on the radio or seen our video, and we had that kind of larger than life, iconic sort of place in their brain, and they would come up to us and go, "Oh my God, you're Amanda?" But it happened gradually enough that we could adjust. It was like the water getting warmer for the frog.
We're going to the radio station so the band can play acoustic and kind of preview the show, so people can hear today and be like, "Oh, that sounds really good.
Why did Amanda give me a sly smile when I was supposed to ask you why we're going to?
Well, I could give you a really sleazy industry answer.
Yeah, I think that's what you wanted.
Sell more tickets. I mean, it's not sold out. Go to the show. But it really is the same concept. It's like people hear it today and are like, "Oh, cool. Like, I'm not doing anything tonight," or whatever. So it's not really that sleazy.
No, it's not sleazy at all.
But I mean, they're selling their soul for corporate radio. How about that?
Is anyone here familiar with our band? Okay, well, that's good. I was just wondering, was this maybe some sort of like care package for the people in the
Special
apartment
wish
across the street where this is a special Make-A-Wish, come and watch some random vampire show. No? Good. Oh, we're so glad you know our band. That makes things easier.
Coin Operated Boy, big hit single that you guys had, was huge here. It's actually, and I'm just going to let you guys know this, vying for the #1 most requested song of the year. Here it's
Everybody's saying grace and trying to keep a happy face. And Mrs. O, will you teach us how to keep from getting cold? Out we go, and you watch us as we face the falling snow. What a show!
Keep comparing it to a marriage, or at least from what I've seen of marriage. You make this commitment, and there have been so many times in the history of this band where I look at it and I say, I recognize this feeling. If this were a love relationship and Brian was my boyfriend instead of my bandmate, this is when I'd be taking off. This is when I would say, this is not fucking worth it. You're not the guy for me. I love you, but forget about it. But the band, like a marriage, it glues us together. It means that you have to find a solution. You can't ever walk away.
Good night, Poopy.
Bye.
And Mrs. O, will you teach us how to keep from getting